The wine glass exploded against the kitchen tiles, a sharp crash scattering crystal into glittering shards. My hand quivered, the slender stem still trapped in my grip, as Sarah's words lingered in the air like smoke after a fire. Jake's going to stay with us for a while. He needs somewhere to crash. Her tone was gentle, almost apologetic, but her hazel eyes, the ones I'd memorized over 3 years, flicked downward, refusing to meet mine. A cold pressure gripped my chest, tightening until it hurt to breathe.
Jake.
Her ex, the man she'd sworn was buried in the past, now invited into our home. The kitchen smelled of garlic and rosemary from the half-cooked meal cooling on the stove. The clock on the wall ticked too loudly, each second slamming like a hammer in my head. Why? I managed, my voice rough as sandpaper. Sarah brushed a strand of auburn hair behind her ear, a nervous habit I once thought was endearing. He's in a tough spot, she said softly. Ethan, he lost his job, his apartment. I couldn't turn him away. Her words were measured, too practiced, reason on the surface but cutting deep, like a knife twisting slowly in my gut. Couldn't say no, or didn't want to. I set the broken glass stem on the counter, the jagged edge catching the light. My mind began racing through every little sign I'd ignored. The late-night texts she brushed off as work, the way her laugh softened when she mentioned Jake's name, like a song she couldn't forget. I wanted to yell, to demand answers, but all that came out was a muttered, "How long?" She hesitated, lips parting, then closing again. A month, maybe 2. Jake, with his easy grin and broad shoulders, would be sleeping under our roof, drinking our coffee, breathing the same air. The week that followed felt like slow poison. Jake showed up with a duffel bag and a crooked smile, shaking my hand as if we were old friends. "Thanks, man. Really appreciate this," he said. His voice was friendly, but his gaze lingered on Sarah a moment too long, a flicker I couldn't name but couldn't ignore. Our living room, once warm and cozy with its worn plaid couch and mismatched pillows, now felt like a stage, and I was the only one who didn't know my lines. Sarah laughed too loudly at his jokes, her hand brushing his arm when she passed him a beer. I sat in my chair, gripping my bottle so tight my knuckles turned white, whispering to myself that it was nothing, just old friends, just being nice. But the signs crept in like whispers behind closed doors, a shared glance when they thought I wasn't watching, the soft creak of the floorboards when Sarah slipped out of bed late at night for water, the faint scent of Jake's cologne, sandalwood and smoke, drifting through the hallway into my dreams. I started checking her phone while she showered, hating myself every time I did. There was nothing obvious, just vague messages. "Missed you today. Can we talk soon?" My heart pounded, torn between fury and denial. She wouldn't. Not Sarah. Not after everything. Our spring wedding plans, the house we'd saved for, the promises whispered in the dark. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. The house was too quiet, the kind of quiet that vibrates with secrets. I found them in the kitchen, standing too close. Sarah's hand rested on Jake's chest, his fingers tracing her wrist. They didn't see me. Her voice trembled. "I don't know what I'm doing, Jake. This is too much." He leaned closer, whispering something I couldn't make out, and a red haze clouded my vision. I stepped forward, the floor creaked under my weight. They froze. Sarah's eyes went wide with guilt. Jake's narrowed with defiance. "Ethan," she gasped, stepping back. "It's not what." "Don't," I snapped, my voice foreign, sharp, ice cold. "Don't lie to me." The air thickened, heavy and electric, like the moment before a storm hits. Jake raised his hands, pretending calm. "Nothing's happening, man. We were just talking." But his tone was too smooth, too rehearsed. I looked at Sarah, desperate to find the woman I loved, but all I saw was a stranger, wearing her face, one etched with fear and shame. The truth came out over days, each confession another wound. She admitted things in fragments, late-night calls, coffee meetups, moments of weakness. It wasn't physical, she swore, tears spilling down her cheeks. I got lost, Ethan. I never meant to hurt you. But her voice was empty, drowned out by the roar of my breaking heart. Every memory, every kiss, every laugh, all poisoned by her betrayal. Jake left the next morning, duffel slung over his shoulder, not a trace of regret in his eyes. I stayed, though I'm still not sure why. Maybe walking away felt like surrender, like letting him win. Sarah begged for forgiveness, gripping my hands, sobbing into the silence of our hollow home. I wanted to believe her, to rebuild what was shattered. But trust is a fragile thing, and ours lay in pieces too sharp to hold. At night, I'd lie awake beside her, listening to her soft breathing, wondering if love could ever survive a wound this deep. Then came the letter. No stamp, no return address, just tucked in the mailbox like a ghost from the past. My hands shook as I unfolded the crisp page. One line stared back at me, Jake's unmistakable handwriting. She's lying about how far it went. My heart stopped. The room spun. I looked at Sarah, asleep on the couch, her face peaceful and unguarded, unaware of the storm about to hit. The letter crumpled in my fist. And in that moment, I knew, whatever came next, nothing would ever be the